We're glad that you could join us this evening. My name is Lee Malloy. I live in the Atlanta area, um, and I've been a part of Lifeway for about 3 years. It is a great pleasure and opportunity for me to visit with you guys this evening. We have something great in store for you. We have a young lady that travels near and far. Her love for people is just outstanding. She likes to help people. She goes above and beyond. And I quite be honest with you, she's a lady after my own heart. I believe when my heart beats, her heart beats. We have love for people. She's caring, she's understanding, and she definitely goes that extra mile. So I'm going to introduce to some and present to others Miss Susie Falk, all the way from Virginia. Miss Susie, you have the floor.
Well, good evening, to all, and thank you, Mr. Lee, for that wonderful introduction. And I'm just gonna have to say, you are a true man of God. You are a man who has been, like I said, doing this business for 3 years now, and I have deemed you to be a man of integrity. I deem you to be a man of wisdom. You are a person who really true loves people, and you really care for people. And in this business and in this lifeway journey that we have taken a part in, I truly see you being so caring and so loving that people it just brings out to other people. So I want to say thank you for sharing the opportunity with us, me and my husband, that we had a chance to be a part of this journey with you and all those you have embarked on with this journey. So thank you so much. So as Mr. Lee said, I am Susie Faltz, and I live here in Smithfield, Virginia, where my husband and I reside here. We're over 30 plus years, and we have been on this lifeway journey for 3 years ourselves. And tonight, you're going to hear some amazing testimonies of how this little, we call it our style of the show, this little simple patch right here has supported and helped so many people lives change. I mean, really and truly change for the better. And we're going to go through these testimonies one by one so you can hear how this, again, this little life changing technology has supported this regenerative life changing technology, has supported so many people's lives. So before we get into that, I do want to just take a pause break right now. I want to share a little 3 minute video so you can get a better understanding before we get to the testimony, to get a better understanding of what you're going to hear of how these people got amazing results. So give me a second. Let me share my screen with you all.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisatinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it, is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology. This is the team. And this is your moment. This is it.
Wow, that gets me every time because I am so passionate about health. So I want to just thank all my guests on tonight, and I want you to do me a big favor. Thank the person who invited you on this call because they care so much about you. They wanted you to hear more about this life-changing opportunity here. So when they call you, or don't wait till they call you, you call them and you tell them you want to get yourself a part of this journey with us. So I want to now go into our testimonies on this call. You are in for a treat this evening. We have some powerful testimony and some unbelievable, some scratching your head, some you just can't understand how this is happening. But these are real people telling real testimonies and giving you real results. So, without further ado, I want to bring in our first guest to share her testimony. We're going to go to Chester, Virginia. And I met this young lady, and I'm telling she has a powerful testimony. So you might want to bring out some tissues, but listen closely of how this wellness technology has supported her health. So Miss Pastor Lisa Craddock, all the way from Chester, Virginia, would you please come on, share your testimony of how Lifeway X39 has supported your results or your testimony. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I sure will, Susan. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the offer for coming on to this testimony because the testimonies are so great. You know, the Word of God tells us that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So I want to just share what the Lord has done through David Schmidt for me. I had debilitating migraines for over 25 years. And it started when I was in the military, and I had all kind of stress. I had so much going on to the point where I had 2 strokes. And the two strokes came from migraines. They were migraine induced. And from that point, I was on 7 different medications. I was on the Imitrex shots. I've been on the Amavig shots, Jovi shots, just 3 different shots I've been on. And then I've been on all kind of Zomig. I've been on all kind of just medication. And the medication, it keeps you so debilitated. that the only thing that you want to do is stay in the bed. And that's where I was when I met. And not just that, I had this injection that I used to take. And I also, they wanted to put the, I don't even know, I can't even think of it no more. It's where they put the shots all the way around your head. I had that done, and I had an allergic reaction to that, so I couldn't get it. And the last thing that they wanted to do to me was put in a nerve block in my brain on both sides of my brain. And I did not want that. I cried out to God. I had been crying out to God the whole time, but He heard me. He heard my cry. And I had a young lady from my church. She called. She said, Pastor Lisa, she said, are you okay? I said, I've been better, is what I told her. And she said, I'm on my way. I want to try something on you. And she brought this little bitty patch. And when she put that patch on me, within 2 seconds, my headache was going away. At that point, I was debilitated at the time. My eyes, I couldn't hardly see. My ears, I couldn't take noise, any of that. And soon as she put that patch on, in 2 seconds, the pain began to leave my body. Mm. And people say, you just a one patch wonder. I don't care what it is. All I know is that pain began to leave my body. I could hear again. The noise wasn't making me nauseated. The lights weren't making me nauseated anymore. And I'm like, this is in 20 seconds now. Wow. So I told her, I said, what is in this patch? What's going on? And she said, it's no medication in the patch. I said, you mean to tell me it's no medication in that? I'm on 7 different medications and they couldn't do this? Wow. And I was just so thankful to the young lady that introduced me to this technology, because this technology is phenomenal. It is so worth getting, and it's so worth staying on, because we want our bodies to be rejuvenated. We want our bodies to be restored so that we can go on about the things of the Lord. So I'm so thankful that you allowed me to come on, Susan. Thank you so much. And I love what you're doing.
Thank you, Pastor Lisa. Oh my God, that is an amazing testimony. Oh my God. Now you tell me this little wellness technology did that for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. And I still, if a headache come and I just put on another patch, it's gone.
Oh.
I'm so thankful for that. I haven't been debilitated to the state where I was since the patch.
Wow, Pastor Lise, that's what we call unbelievable right there. I mean, people are like, no way, but you are a living testimony of what this technology can do for people. So I thank you, and I thank you for your ministry. I thank you that you're taking this Lifeway journey and you're sharing with other people as well. You keep on doing it. Don't let nobody stop you, because we are doing amazing things with this company. So thank you, Pastor Lee, for sharing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to do a disclaimer. Lifeway makes no intent to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any sickness and diseases. This testimony that Pastor Lisa shared is her own personal testimony. And we do not, again, treat, cure, or Lifeway do not treat, cure, diagnose anything, okay? So we want to make that clear as a disclaimer. Thank you again, Pastor Lisa. I'm telling you, this wellness technology is amazing. It is awesome. And we have to get this out to many people as we can, because people are hurting and they need to hear about Lifeway X39. So now we're going to keep it going, because like I said, these testimonies are amazing and absolutely just mind-blowing tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to go down south, and we're gonna park it in South Carolina. And I want to ask Miss Minnie Smalls if she can come on, share her camera, and I want you to share what this wellness technology has supported you in your health journey with. Okay, Miss Minnie Small, all the way from Charleston, South Carolina. Miss Minnie?
Miss Minnie, your mic is not on. Please turn your mic on.
It is, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm just telling everybody, everyone, my name is Minnie Smalls, and I live here in Charleston, South Carolina. And I was introduced to this patch by one of my girlfriends, and then she gave me Mr. Lee's number. And I just want to thank him because he's just been just wonderful and everything. And my testimony is when I first applied the patch, I had pain. I had pain in my knees, sciatica, and also I was not sleeping well at night at all. So I put it on because I was like, I'm like, you have to prove things to me. So I put the patch on. I think I put the 39 and the wave patch on, ice wave patch on. And I tell you, I went to bed that night, and I kid you not, I slept so well. I have not slept that well in about 2 years because I twist and turn from the pain in my legs every night, and I wake up early, and it's just a miserable feeling. And when I put that patch on, I just couldn't believe it. And I got back in this Philly, and I said, you know something, we were just talking about it. And I said, wait a minute, you know something, I slept so well. My husband said, you really slept last night. You didn't even wake up or anything. And I was like, and I feel good. I got up feeling so positive and just feeling so good. And my attitude's even better. And also, as I've come along, I've noticed that I don't know whether my heart was racing or whatever, but it seems like it just calmed my heart down. It just calmed my personality. It calmed my body down. And it's just amazing. I just can't believe it. And also, I went to doctors, and they put me on all kinds of, they put me on some medications, and I had a few shots, and it didn't help. And I was told if I go out that, I couldn't stay out long because I would pass out. My leg would go out on me. One of my legs would go out on me. So I decided to go out one evening and just look around and in the mall, and I was walking and just window shopping, and I said, wait a minute, I'm not hurting. Why am I not hurting? And I said, it can't be. And but yeah, it did help me. It really did. And also, I have a pair of favorite boots that I've had for years, and I wanted to get back in them. And I know I tried them about a week before, and I couldn't get them on. So after I tried the patch, and I was feeling good, and I was really feeling, I don't know, just confidence, more confidence. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to try these patches again. I said, I'm going to try these shoes again, excuse me. And so I went to put the shoes on, my boots on, and it just, slid right in. And I was like, wait a minute. And so I put my other one on, and it went right into the boot without any trouble. And I was able to wear those boots out and walk around without any pain. I was afraid that if I stayed in them too long, that I would start hurting again. But I didn't. It was just amazing. Just unbelievable. It's a miracle. I call it a miracle. And also had some neck pain, and that too went away. And some things that I didn't notice, my acid reflux. Had it really, really bad where I would get up burning in the morning, burning all through my body and everything. And this patch has even helped calm that down. So the more that you listen and you join us on this path, you start noticing different things that are happening to you. My attitude is more positive. When I talk to my sisters, and I take care of my husband, so um, get a little tired, but I had more energy, more energy. That was something really just amazing. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay, because someone's trying to cut in. But yeah, it made me feel like, oh, I think I can go wear my heels now. And I wouldn't be, because I was like sort of being dizzy also. And I just felt my body just. So these patches have been really a God sent for me. And I'm like, God, it must be true that he gave us this. He gave us this patches. So I'm just so happy to be a part of using these patches and also being a part of the business. And I just want to tell everybody, I get so excited until I don't know what to say. It's like a kid in a candy store. So I'm going to tell everybody, as many people as I can. So thank you guys for inviting me, Mr. Lee, Miss Susie. Thank y'all so much for bringing me to this patch.
Wow. Wow, Miss Minnie, that is an awesome testimony. Wow. Ooh, and that's a lot of results coming from this wellness technology. My God. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, didn't you say, if you don't mind, didn't you say you have you use the patch on your husband?
Yes, I used the patch on my husband. He had a stroke about this is his second one a month ago, and he wasn't, he's just staying in bed all day long, and like I guess he was feeling depressed, and so I got the X39 and I put on him, and then all of a sudden he started feeling more positive, and he says he started getting up and he started he's sitting in his wheelchair and he's really taking his legs starting to be stronger. He's just running all in the house with that wheelchair. I had Mr. Lee, I was telling Mr. Lee, I said, now look, my floor now is going to be, my carpet is going to be ruined because he's so happy. He's all over the house. He gets up and he can go and to the bathroom himself, and he's like loving life again. He's loving life again. Yeah, it's like a purpose for him. He's just it's amazing because he only had it on. He tried it that one day, and I think maybe 1 or 2 days he just got up and got in the chair, and I really didn't notice it, and I talked to Mr. Lee, and he was like, he's up already because he was in the bed for I don't know about 3 or 4 weeks, and all of a sudden he just got up and decided he wanted to exercise, he wanted to get stronger, he wanted to be able to walk, and so that's what he's doing now, even going up and down the steps a little bit. We live on the second floor, so he's not afraid, with some help right now. But I tell you, he is recovering really fast. It's just unbelievable.
Wow. Well,
Yes.
thank you, Miss Minnie. It is a pleasure to hear your testimony and that of your husband. And I'm telling you, we have an obligation to share this with so many people because people are, like I said, hurting and they need to hear this. But just to
Yes.
hear your husband within a couple of days, just start getting up and being more active and just being alive again. That is
Yes.
wow. And just to see the glow on your face right now,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
wow. And
It,
it's showing.
yeah.
This wellness technology is showing all over you, ma'am. It really is. It
Oh,
really
I'm
is.
so excited. And then my husband said, let me tell you this, he said, your face, you're glowing. Why is your skin looking so pretty and smooth and everything? I'm like, oh, really? It improves your skin.
Yes. Yes.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So
Yes.
again, this is Miss Minnie's own personal testimony. Lifeway does not intend to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any sickness diseases. Miss Minnie wanted to come on and share her personal testimony with you all here. So thank you again, Miss Minnie. And you too, keep up the good work. Patch as many people as you can because
Yes.
they need to hear this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so
I
much.
will.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I'm telling you, I'm just in awe. I really am. I'm in awe because I'm hearing so many wonderful and great testimonies tonight. And I want to keep it going. We don't want to stop because we have work to do. So if we could stay right here in Charleston, and I want to bring on Reverend Celeste Kit.
Right.
I know she's traveling, but if you can unmute your phone and show your beautiful face and share your testimony of what Lifeway has done for you.
All right, awesome. I hope you can hear me well since I am riding along the road here. But I have now been using the patch. I guess about 9 months now. In 2023, August of 2023, I had COVID. Now I was not on oxygen this time, but I had COVID for a second time in 2023 of August, and then in September of that same year, I ended up with bronchitis. And then January of 2024, I ended up in the hospital with the flu. And while I was in the hospital with the flu, I ended up with pneumonia. And it was during that time that I was in the hospital that they noticed that my oxygen levels were dropping. Just for me to go from the hospital bed across to the bathroom, my oxygen levels were dropping. And so they kept me for a week in the hospital. And because of the oxygen dropping, on an oxygen tank. And I noticed when I got back home, I was very, very tired. I had very little energy. I'm sleeping at night, having some breathing issues at night where I kind of wake up in the middle of the night, like I was kind of like hyperventilating or having all kind of difficulties. And then February, I went to an event where Miss Susie was, and she had this little thing on her neck, and I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Oh, this is X39." And so, I was open to anything that could possibly help me. And so I told her what I was kind of dealing with, and she gave me a sample. She gave my husband a sample, and I told my husband I was going to try it. I said he was going to try it. He said, "No, I'm not going to try it. You can try it. Both our samples." And so he was very hesitant about trying it, but I tried it. And within a few days, I noticed a difference in my energy level was better. And I tried more samples. I got more samples from Susie, and I noticed at first I was having a little bit of lightheadedness, but Susie let me know, that kind of some people dehydrated. So then I realized I could water. Fast forwarding around June, I say around June. I hadn't become a brand partner yet at that, like trying to figure this out. But I was still using the X39 patches. But around May or June, I noticed I was brushing my teeth one morning. And all my life, since my teenage years, I had this really bad gum sensitivity. And even to brush my teeth, my gums hurt. And so I noticed one morning, it was around latter part of May, early of June, somewhere around there. I noticed I was brushing my teeth one day. I clearly had, it was like this side of my mouth. There was a tooth that was even worse than the rest of them. But I always just brush that area just a little bit, I would have pain. But this particular morning, I was brushing my teeth and I was like, I'm not feeling any pain. So I said, oh my God. And I don't even realize when the pain stopped until that day. So I don't know when all I know is I noticed it. I paid attention to it that day. I was like, I'm not having any more gum pain. And still yet today, I don't have any more gum pain. But anyway, fast forward and back in April of 2025, last year, I had to go to be pre-evaluated for a lung transplant. Now, mind you, all this time my energy is good. You know, my energy is good. I'm still on this breathing thing, but my energy was really good. But anyway, fast forward. So in April of last year, I went to a meeting for a pre-evaluation for a lung transplant, and I met a lady there. We were both given the same diagnosis. And during that time, I was a little bit worse than she was. My oxygen level that I had to use to maintain a normal rate or
Your phone going in and out, Celeste. Oh, wow. Can't stop now. This is too good.
okay.
Okay, there you go.
So, yeah. So last April, I went to a pre-evaluation for a lung transplant, and I met a woman there. We had both been diagnosed with the same exact diagnosis, but I was worse off than she was during that time. And so over the time, well, we exchanged numbers that day that we met. We stayed in contact with each other, and I was trying so hard. I tried so hard to get her to try the patch, and she would not try the patch. I even had Mr. Lee talk to her. I had Miss Susie talk to her, and she would not try the patch. Now, she ended up progressively getting worse. And last December, she ended up getting a lung transplant. Myself, so they see me every 3 to 6 months. I have appointments just for follow-ups to see whether I'm getting worse or better or what. I have been pretty much staying about the same throughout this period of time. No progression of this illness. I pretty much stayed the same while she got worse. I really truly believe that it was because of this patch that I didn't get worse. And I'm just so grateful. And I was so excited. I was telling Susie and Mr. Lee yesterday, I went to a pulmonary appointment follow-up on Friday. And in that appointment, from the previous appointment and the appointment before that, it's like my numbers had slightly dropped in those last 2 appointments. But this third appointment that I had of the last week, this third one I had on Friday, there was an increase in my breathing test and my walk test. There was an increase in my numbers. Now, let me say this too. In the last month, a couple of weeks ago, I talked with Juanita Kraft, and I shared part of my testimony. And she called me to ask me more about what I was dealing with. And so she sent me screenshots. There's a manual that shows what patches are good for what different.
Uh, okay, we got to keep going. I can't hear you. No.
I think maybe she's hit a bad area.
Yeah. Yeah. This is unbelievable right here, y'all.
Yes.
But wow, we're gonna have to, if you can't come back in, Celeste, we're gonna have to put you on next week or next Sunday call if you can't come back on, because this one right here, okay, I think she's in an area where she can't finish that
Right.
testimony. So we gotta bring her back, because you have to come back and hear her testimony. She's not finished. Not by a long shot. She's not finished. So with that said, that's going to conclude the testimonies for the night. But I do want to again say this disclaimer: LifeWave makes no intent to treat, cure, diagnose, heal, or treat any sickness diseases. These are the personal testimony of how this wellness technology has supported their health journey. So, with that said, I do want to introduce you. Well, he introduced himself, but I do want to bring Mr. Lee Malloy back on, because if it had not been for this man who shared this opportunity with me and my husband, we wouldn't be here. I don't think we wouldn't be right here in front of this camera sharing these testimonies with you. So, Mr. Lee, like I said, he is my coach, my mentor. He is my a man, like I said, I deem to have integrity. This man would give you the shirt off his back because he cared that much for people. So, Mr. Lee, can you come on and just give us a brief testimony of yours and close us out, sir?
Thank you so much. I'll tell you, the testimonies that people give is just mind blowing, because you realize it doesn't just happen for one person. It happens for everybody that gives it an opportunity. And anytime we can go from sore gums to migraine headaches to not being able to put the boots on to sciatica, I mean, we are on to something really special. One of the things that I'll say, as people, we have a tendency to pray for miracles. Sometimes the mistake we make is we think God Himself is going to come down and perform that miracle, as opposed to using His people to help His people. That's what we do. And I can tell you from my own experience, when I used the patch, I thought to myself, I wouldn't say anything about it. But then the gospel spiritual came to mind that said, I said I wasn't going to tell nobody when I found Jesus. But then before I knew it, I told everybody. And so I began to make some phone calls. And phone calls that I made are results of what we're seeing and hearing today. In my own life, I have osteoarthritis in my right shoulder. I've not worked in over 21 years. I'm retired from General Motors, but I retired on a medical. And when you retire from General Motors on a medical, you got some serious issues. And osteoarthritis was one of my issues. You see, my disc pressed into my spine, causing me a spinal compression. I reached a point that I could barely walk. But God and nutrition and X39, I sit here to tell the story. As I got results, I really didn't give the patch credit for what it had done for me. But by the third day, when I slept through the night, I knew that it was the patch. So I called the young lady that introduced me to the patches, and I became a part of LifeWave business, the opportunity. And I did that so that I could send to my family, my siblings, patches. And Miss Minnie, I never told you, but I had a sister who had sciatica going down her right leg. but she had a blood pressure issue as well. So she focused on the blood pressure issue. So for a couple of weeks, she shared with me she didn't see anything. Then she called me with an apology. She said, Lee, I owe you an apology. I said, no, we're a close family. You don't owe me an apology. She said, well, you know how I told you I wasn't seeing anything from the patches? I said, yeah. She said, I don't know when sciatica left. She said, but I can skip up and down my steps and skip on across the road and get my mail without any pain. My sister next to me, arthritis, she had rheumatoid arthritis in her hand so bad that she couldn't hold her mobile phone. The very first day that she used the patches, she used them in the evening and slept through the night. But the next morning, she was able to get up and use that hand to the point that she could make herself a little breakfast enough, not cooked, but what she already had prepared that she could take her medications. And I look at how far God has brought us in this world of technology, not just technical stuff, but in the medical community, we're doing something they said couldn't be done. We have a little quarter-sized patch that from the time you put it on, it begins to reactivate over 4,000 stem cells in your body. So people sometimes see amazing results, and we call them one-patch wonders. But from the time you put that patch on, it's so intelligent, it goes to where it's needed the most. Sometimes we have stuff going on within us that we don't know about, but the patch is intelligent. It gets to the heart of the matter. And so I just want to thank all of our guests today for coming on and taking time out of your busy Sunday when you could have been anywhere. We'd like you to know we appreciate the privilege of your time this evening. And also would like for you to know that the first Sunday of the month, we'll have another testimonial Zoom. We do it first Sunday, we do it third Sunday, and I'm not sure, but I think, and we'll leave that to Miss Susie, but I think what we may do on the first Sunday is everybody that have guests, all brand partners that have guests on the Zoom, maybe we'll spin the wheel, like the Wheel of Fortune, and wherever it stops, somebody's going to get 5 patches. That's just what I heard through the grapevine, but I do believe the grapevine is true. So again, I'd like to thank you for the privilege of your time, and I'm going to give it back to Miss Susie and let her do her due diligence. Susie, you have it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, whew, all I want to say to our guests on the call tonight, have an open mind. You're not here by chance. You're here because the person who invited you here wanted you to hear about this opportunity that's really changing lives. This little quarter-sized patch is over 82 countries. 82. The inventor, David Smith, has over 200 patents. So this is not a fly-by-night technology. We've been around for 22 years. So have an open mind. Get back with the person who invited you on the call tonight. And I want to leave you with this. Above all things, I wish you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. With that said, I want all to have a good night. Come back next first Sunday, and we're going to spin that wheel for our guests and get those 5 patches in your hands. God bless to all, and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Great
Good night.
testimony.
Yes, they were a great testimony. My God.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yes. Thank you all for joining. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Macasia. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Danielle. Or Donella.
Good
Thank you,
night,
Donella,
everyone.
for joining. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Joyce, Miss Dana. I see you. Miss Melinda, thank you for joining.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Miss Melinda, thank you. If there are any questions, I'm here to answer any questions if you may have. Okay. Have a good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.